Hi, I'm Danny Knightmare, and as you can see, I like cool stuff, and I like cool t-shirts. And that's why today's episode is brought to you by the Etsy shop T-shirts and stuff. And if you got a dark side like myself, I recommend the Dark Ones Closet on Etsy as well. Come on, who doesn't like cool shirts and cool shit? Use the code HORROR13 and save 13% off your order. Would I ever steer you wrong? Hello, I'm Danny Knightmare, and I'm a horror addict. Got Maverick Media. How you doing from Cleveland? Wow. What time is it over in Cleveland? Probably a little later than it is here in Washington. I had Gory movie. She was gonna join me for this because we went and saw it in the theater together, but she took an allergy pill and then she passed out. So fortunately, does not get to join me. I would have loved to hear what she had to say about the movie. I'm sure y'all would too. Let's just say that, like today, when we went and saw this in the theater, she had a hard time staying awake. So I'll give you that much. We've got Afro Whale. How you doing? Rising Sun. What's up? Good to have some positivity. Who liked the old Winnie the Pooh cartoon? Remember the book before even Disney got their claws on it? Yeah, I mean, he was still a yellow bear in that. It's a little different though. They made him. I always liked how Mick Foley was a big fan of Winnie the Pooh. He went on, I don't know, Jay Leno, I think, and just talked about how crazy they are all. I think the other guest was Marilyn Manson, so it was an interesting episode. Volume. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when I don't have my Donatello. Can you hear me now? No? How is it? Is that better? Let me know. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, hey, Blaine Cheney. Yeah, that must have been your name. Crash Bandicoot fan. Got a job at Target. Well, hopefully they pay you well, man. They have some cool collectibles. I like to get NECA horror figures and Ninja Turtle figures from Target. Low, but you can hear me now. Is that better? Worse? All right. Anyways, I'm Danny Knightmare. I'm a horror addict, and me and Gory went and saw Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Today, if you didn't hear earlier, she took an allergy pill, so she's passed out right now. She was gonna join me, but she's too tired. And this movie also made her pass out. Like, she didn't fall asleep completely at the theater, but she was having a hard time staying awake. So there's her review on the movie, basically. There was another couple there, but they didn't make it past opening credits. Like, that's when they bounced. It was us. There was 4 people total, but by the opening credits being over, there was only me and Gory left. Other people too. They had like all these snacks, big old bag of popcorn and stuff, and they wasted a lot of money just to see the opening of this movie, which I'd have to say is probably the best part of this movie. I'm wondering if once they got some money behind the movie, that was the reshoots. I think there was some other stuff involving the forest that might have been the reshoots because there's some beautiful shots that are in this movie, like these really tall woods that they just kind of get some good shots on. That I think that probably is where maybe that little extra money went. I mean, they were gonna make this movie regardless if they raised that much money for it or not. I think it's just because it's Winnie the Pooh concept that a lot of people kind of threw some cash at it. Because the director Rise Frake Waterfield, he's he probably would have done the movie. He did like a what else did he direct? He directed a Fire NATO. Yeah, I haven't seen that, so I don't know. Oh, he directed the Return of Krampus, the one that Monster Face on this channel reviewed last Christmas. So if you want to know my opinions on at least one of his other movies, well, Monster Face is the one that tells you. But go check out that Krampus Return movie. Yeah, he had better money, so there are things that are better. He's stepped up since then. He's also doing a like I think it's a horror movie. It's a Peter Pan movie. I don't know if that one's gaining enough interest as Winnie the Pooh because I don't know. Winnie the Pooh wasn't created by Disney. It's been like exclusively under their banner for so long that it's just kind of more of an odd take to see someone else doing a Winnie the Pooh, especially a horror version. Where Peter Pan, even though when Disney had their versions of it, they never exclusively had Peter Pan, and there's like been so many different versions of Peter Pan out there. Like, I don't know, I don't think people care as much. Walmart isn't now. Yeah, my dad used to work at Walmart. And they fired him on Christmas. Bastards. Most definitely not what I had in head of the movie. No. Hey man, how we doing? Um, what this movie has stepped up from at least the Krampus movie is just visually a little better. Like it has better camera work. I think that's what they did. They did some better shots with better quality camera. The sets are a little better. Some of the production value is actually not bad. Like I wouldn't nominate it for an Oscar on production value, but compared to a lot of these movies, because there's somewhere going on in England and Ireland and all that. I don't know where, but there's these movies that are just being mass produced by a bunch of the same people. They're just these low budget horror movies, and most of them are just unwatchable crap. This is a step up from that. Uh, that's because it had a little more money. I think it would have just fallen in the category if they never got that money. It still would have came out. It shares like two of the same actresses from that Krampus movie. It has Natasha Rose Mills and Amber Doing Thorne, who were both in that Krampus movie that I reviewed last Christmas. They're like the nerdy girl and leave Alice, yeah, Jessica and Alice in this, but they're not the main characters. Main characters is Maria Taylor, who plays Maria, just goes by her regular name. She's like the main girl, I guess. She's going out to the Acre Woods because I guess some stalker was being a real creeper, and I never really kind of finished with that story. But her therapist basically suggests that she just leave the town and get away and hang out with her girlfriends. So that's kind of what's going on here. So the and then the other two girls from the movie, uh, one that plays Zoe and one that plays Mary. Mary is Christopher Robin's girlfriend, but they were both in the Leprechaun movie that I just reviewed just a couple of days ago on St. Patrick's Day. Well, Monster Face technically reviewed it. But that was also unwatchable garbage that had no budget, so they they stepped up a bit. This one isn't like as bad. It's not good, but it's still bad. Hey, we got Dino, a Late Late Horror Show. How you doing, Dino? If you guys are not familiar with Dino, the Late Late Horror Show, you need to go check it out. He's got like this awesome radio show where like they play all these old radios, but they put like nice cool backgrounds to it. I put it on my big screen at the place I work a lot because it's just nice and soothing. You can hear some cool radio tales. Plus, he also just has really cool live streams that him and Elise do, and hopefully, me and Gory will be on there soon. Again, I rather enjoy the backgrounds of your shows. Just amazing. Well, thank you, Afro. This is Gory's office. Mine's in the garage, and it doesn't have the best sound or lighting, but it still basically looks just like this. We keep all the DVDs here, but I have all the posters and figurines as well. Our whole house is like this, honestly. Hey, we got Rich. What up, everybody? Go check out the movie Massacre. This is a perfect example of why I don't like a lot of low budget movies. Yeah, this is a low budget movie that had a little more money, but no offense to, well, okay, there is some offense to Rise Frake Waterfield, but if you give a bad director more money, he's still gonna make a bad movie. This movie is still bad. It does, like I said, it has some beautiful shots. I'm trying to say the positives right now first to be up front. Said there's some good camera work, some good cinematography in there. Not like award-winning stuff, just better than what I'm used to with these low-budget shit movies, and the better sets. One thing that's not better is the characters. They're pretty much the same. There's a bunch of girls. They all look pretty damn similar, so it's kind of hard to keep track of who's who. And then the killers. This is where they should have taken any extra money they got and really changed it. The killers look stupid. I'm sorry, Winnie the Pooh, it looks like a dude wearing a mask, and it's not even a good looking mask. Same thing with Piglet. Piglets look a little better because the tusks kind of move, but not much better. And they don't even make like a good low budget Rocksteady and Bebop. Like they're way too humanoid. Like they have regular hands. Like his hands aren't even yellow. They couldn't have at least painted his hands yellow. Like it looks like a dude clearly wearing a mask. You can see his human eyes and stuff underneath. It looks so bad. A puppet would have been better, like a cool animatronic puppet. I don't care if it looked like garbage, it would have still looked better than this. Even in this case, I would say even CGI might have worked because we all kind of are familiar with the Disney cartoon characters. So if we went with CGI and cartoon characters, it probably would have worked better than this. I would have still preferred like a puppet, or if you're gonna have a dude in a suit, at least make it a full suit where it covers him up and it doesn't look like a dude wearing a shitty mask. It's just like, damn it, god damn. Like that is where this movie really fails. Winnie the Pooh and Piglet look like just a couple of weird dudes, and people don't act like the same thing on the Leprechaun movie and the Krampus movie that I reviewed recently. Very similar because all produced by like kind of the same people and stuff. They have the same actresses, and it just distributed by the same places. Like you buy these fucking movies for like $10 at Walmart. They're probably gonna charge more for this one since it made it into the theaters. Don't don't waste your money. um, I I know that me and Gory are kind of hypocrites on our money wasting when I just said that because we went to the theaters to see it. We didn't get even Terrifier 2 in our theaters. We didn't get Terrifier 2, but we got Winnie the Pooh. We kind of voted with our dollar on this because we want more like non-mainstream horror movies to make it into our theater. And we figured if we support this one, hopefully better ones will come. But who knows? We'll see. We didn't get Skinamarink. As much as I don't like that as a movie, it is high art. I praise it as art. So I'm like, we didn't get that. We didn't get Terrifier 2, but we got Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey in our theater. I mean, it's just started late. We got it late because I think it's been in theaters for a lot longer than that, but we just got it. And it'll probably be gone by next week. All right, what are you guys saying in the chat real quick? Let me give you a look. Fairpoint Station, what are you doing, buddy? Is the dialogue easy to understand, or should we do subtitles? The dialogue for Winnie the Pooh? He only says like 2 words in the whole movie. Christopher Robin keeps talking about how him and Pooh used to talk and play and all this stuff, but Winnie the Pooh and Piglet are basically mute killers. All right, I'll give you the opening scene here. I won't tell you exactly how the opening scene ends because that is a bit of a spoiler, and it's probably the best, cinematically, the best looking part of the whole movie. Christopher Robin shows up in the woods, and they look pretty damn good. He's got his girlfriend Mary. He just, I guess, graduated from college, or I don't know, what is it called over in Europe? Maybe it's, I don't know. Anyways, they're from school. He's been gone for a long time. There's this cool little animation that says, hey, you know what? It's like this spooky looking animation. It's like, Christopher Robin and these hybrids. Like, they're not animals, but they're not people. So did someone go around fucking a bear, a donkey, an owl, a rabbit, and a pig? Because why is this weird? Like, and they were small. Like, she's like, I don't really think I'm gonna find a talking yellow little bear, but I'm here to support you, Christopher. That's what Mary's telling him. And then they get ambushed by Piglet, and things go bad real quick. Who is not little? He's a big dude. Like I said, they look like a knockoff of Rocksteady and Bebop, basically, but just really bad masks. And yeah, things go quick for Christopher Robin in the cold open, and then you get your new girls like Maria. She's at therapy, and some guy's been creeping on her and stalking on her and like stealing her panties out of her fucking drawer or some shit like that, and taking pictures of her on his phone. So her and her girlfriends are all gonna go, and there's like 5 of them, and they don't have much different personalities. 2 of them are a couple, and no one makes a big deal about it, so that's cool, I guess. But other than the fact that one of them's trying to be super romantic, and the other one's just like not quite feeling it, that's their development right there. They're not quite on the same page. Thankfully, nobody in this movie is cheating on anybody. Um, all these movies that have the same actresses in it, I watch them all, and it's like they're going to this big house, which is kind of what's happening in this movie, to get away for whatever reason. Usually somebody inherited the house or whatever. They're just going there to have a party, a bunch of them, and one of them's bringing their boyfriend, and of course he's cheating on her with one of her other hot friends. That is like cookie cutter paste my problem with a lot of these movies. Thankfully, that's not the case in there. Maria doesn't have a boyfriend. None of them have a boyfriend. I mean, 2 of them are dating each other. But the 5 girls are just there to kind of party. Nobody's cheating. None of that drama. It doesn't make the characters more interesting when you do it a million times, all right? So I'm just glad that is not the case. Yeah, but then they go there, and Christopher Robin's old house, I guess, or nearby it. I don't know. And yeah, so the Pooh and Piglet wreak havoc on the girls. And a few other people manage to show up for the body count, of course. Okay, what do you don't forget to hit the like. Oh, thanks, you movie masker. If it was in the 80s, a killer, they would have put on a real Winnie the Pooh outfit in the costume store. Yeah, I mean, it probably would have looked better. And honestly, if that was like the case, if this was just some guy who was like obsessed with Winnie the Pooh for whatever reason, and I don't know, he just went crazy and he was killing people with a Winnie the Pooh mask on, that's fine. But that's not. He's supposed to be some weird hybrid. They never explain where these hybrids come from. They're not animals, they're not people, but they're somewhere in between. And that's every time somebody sees Winnie the Pooh or Piglet in this movie, they're like, "What's that? Well, it's not a man. It's not a bear. It's a man. It looks like a man." Like the same thing with the leprechaun and the Krampus. People look at them and they go, "Well, what is that thing?" It's like in Leprechaun's case, it looked like a 12-year-old boy with some shit on his face. Why do people act like they just? I'm sorry, if I saw this in real life, I'd be like, okay, it's a dude, and I think he's got a weird Winnie the Pooh mask on or something. That's all I would assume it is. But these people, like, they look at them because they have normal human hands. They're wearing human clothes. They don't act like they're not human, other than the fact they don't talk and they have stupid masks on their face. But people are like, "Oh, what is that creature?" What? It's not a creature. Like, even if it is in the movie, I don't see why the people in the movie would know that. Like, I don't know. It's annoying. I hate it. That's the worst part. They should have changed it. They should have changed how the killers look. That's yeah, TMNT wannabes for sure. Exactly. They look really bad. Like he's it's supposed to be yellow actual fur like on his face, that mask, right? That's supposed to be his real face. Then why is his skin just normal hands? They're not even yellow. It's like God damn it, movie. They're already making a part two. So I'm gonna tell I doubt Rice Frake Waterfield is watching, but if you are, change how they look. All right, I don't care. I don't care what this movie. You're like, well, they didn't look different. No, I don't care. Change. Make them evolve. Apparently, like Christopher Robin said, they were small. Now they're big, so maybe they're evolving. Make sure in the next movie they've evolved to the fact that they look, intriguing, good in any way. Put any money you have, because supposedly the second one's gonna have a bigger budget than this one. Put any money you have into making them look better. All right, I don't care about the rest that much. Anyways, yeah, there's at one point where Maria and like Jessica are running through the woods, and there's a group of rednecks, I guess, out there in England. Um, they look like they're a Jethro Tull, like I don't know, cover band or something. And they're gonna like kick Winnie the Pooh's ass. They have like a crowbar and a champagne bottle for some reason. Like apparently they're out drinking champagne in the woods, and one of them's got like a bat. They have weapons, and they just try to kick Winnie the Pooh's ass. It okay, so without giving away a lot of like spoiling stuff, most things in this movie, I feel like someone is just a big Michael Myers fan and said, "Hey, remember that scene where Michael Myers like got beat down by the town, but then he like killed the town? That, but with Winnie the Pooh instead. Remember that time where Michael Myers like stomped someone's head in the ground? That, but with Winnie the Pooh instead. Remember that time Michael Myers in part four, like, got onto the truck and started killing people on a truck? That, but Winnie the Pooh instead." It's like, seriously, that's just like so many scenes that are like supposed to be cool and intimidating are just straight ripped off from different parts of the Halloween franchise, like throughout the entire franchise, but it's just instead of Michael Myers, it's Winnie the Pooh. It's I don't know, man. It's bad. I need a drink. Whiskey and seven, baby. Okay, so where's the magic flute? Oh boy. I don't know. Tigger's not in this movie. All right, so I'm gonna tell you right now. You guys can go ahead and skip this one. Like, oh, I should have made it green, like the green on the skip it. I should have made it yellow for honey, but it's not good. There's a lot of scenes in this movie too, and I'm not gonna like if you guys. Afro says he's probably gonna buy it to own the Winnie the Evil, and fair to you, it's fine. Like I saw this in the theaters. Like I'm not one to talk. It's just I can't recommend it. Is all. It's not good enough to even say it's good. I get the curiosity of seeing a bad movie because I am so about that. Okay, Tigger's not in the public domain. And maybe did Disney make up Tigger? I don't remember. So, or maybe it's just because a Tigger movie came out or something, and like they have it longer under their house, the House of Mouse. I don't know, but yeah, Tigger's not in this movie at all. So, Rabbit, Eeyore, and Owl are slightly in this movie. Like they're referenced anyways, and there's like an animation in the beginning that shows them. But Piglet and Winnie the Pooh are your only killers. Yeah, that's Mary Man. That is kind of what me and Gory try to do. We try to watch the crappy movies so you don't have to. Like I watch all horror movies. I mean, it's research. It all kind of culminates to the Oscars because we need to know what was the best and what was the worst and what to nominate for best kills and stuff. Okay, one thing this movie has stepped up some last of the other movies like the Krampus movie and the Leprechaun movie that I saw recently had a lot of the same people in it. The gore is better. It's not perfect. It's not amazing. It's not award winning by any means, but it is a lot better. Their kills are way more creative. I'll give you that. They kill people with like cars. I don't know why Winnie the Pooh would kill anybody with a car. They kill people with like wood chippers. They kill people with all kinds of cool stuff. Like even when it is just a blunt object, it looks a lot better in this movie than it does in those other movies. So that's a step up there. The blood. Granted, there's a lot of practical in that violence too, which I love, but then there's a lot of just random splurts of CGI blood that I don't need. I hate splurting CGI blood. If I'm watching somebody made a funny video on like YouTube, cool, that's fine. I like that. I get it. I've done that too, you know. But blood is such an easy thing to make, and when these kills are gory enough as they are, they don't need the random distracting CGI blood in there. I just but the kills are actually okay in this movie. They're not that bad. So there you go. There's another positive. Exactly. I love talking about these movies because it's interesting. Like I don't know, especially those Krampus movies. It's like there's so many bad Krampus movies, and who or bad shark movies, as Movie Master knows all too much about that. It's like who sees these bad shark movies or Krampus movies and goes, you know what? I can more or less do the same thing. It'll be awful just like this one. Me too. I'm gonna do that. Why? Why? It's already like over. There's too many of them, especially than sharks. There's like way too many. Like there's a whole sea of bad shark movies, and it's we don't need them. All right. The real sea is actually losing on sharks. Like, if you haven't seen Eli Roth's Finn, it's a great documentary, and it sucks because he even talks about how he loved Jaws, but how many sharks get killed because of bad shark movies. Like they've been demonized, so people like do not protect them, and like even countries that do try to protect them, they can't, do a very good job of patrolling the seas nonstop to make sure people are not killing them. A lot of people just cut off their fins and throw them back in the water. It's because they make a shark fin soup in China, and it's Korea or wherever it was, I can't remember, and it's just like, and it tastes like shit too. Like it's just because some rich asshole did it way back in the day, so now everybody thinks it's like, ooh, it's gourmet, like you're really rich and fancy if you drink shark fin soup. And ugh, I wish they would kill all the shark CGI movies instead of killing the real sharks, because real sharks are cool, but CGI sharks are fucking a dime a dozen and they're horrible. But they're more pissy. They're way more angry than regular sharks. Most sharks don't actually want to hurt you at all. Even if they bite you, they don't usually continue to bite you and kill you. They just like, what? Oh, that was weird. Moving on. Anyway, sorry to rant about sharks. But go check out Eli Ross Finn. All right, so yeah, I guess I'll give you a few spoilers because I don't care. We'll go ahead and do that. Spoiler talk. Do 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 do. Spoilers? There will be. All right, so I'm gonna spoil that opening for Christopher Robin. Him and his girlfriend Mary show up, or his wife, and he tries to introduce her to Piglet. That goes horribly wrong. Piglet just kills her with a chain, while Christopher Robin just goes, "No, Piglet, please don't." He just sits there and cries. He doesn't like physically really even do anything to try and stop him. And then he's like, "Why are you mad, Pooh? Why? I had to leave." It's like, well, you just answered your own question. If you like they don't talk. So it's like, why are you mad? I had to leave. Well, that's why he's mad. You know why he's mad. Why'd you ask that? And he says that like nonstop throughout the entire fucking movie. So Christopher Robin does not die in the cold open. He just gets captured and kinkily. They like very kinky. They're like whipping him with Eeyore's fucking maim. Like it's leaving these scars all over his back. Okay, so they're a little animated, and this is the beginning of the movie. I am spoiling it, but it is the very beginning of the movie. It's an animation that says when Christopher Robin left, they didn't know how to fend for themselves because they're retarded or something. I don't know. Like, how did they live without him? And like, why are they all big and grown up now? Like, because it seemed like they were grown when they met Christopher Robin, but they were small. Now they're big and they're evil, and the animation says that they've decided to shed their humanity and just entice their animalism, but they still wear clothes and they still act like humans, other than they don't talk. I mean, they're violent, but that's about it. And apparently, they were so hungry one winter while Christopher Robin was away that the four of them ate Eeyore. And there's a grave, even in the live action stuff later, you see, and it says Eeyore on it, rest in peace, and like his tail is nailed to the grave. I actually did like little touches like that. There's a lot of honey pots around too, and I would like that touch, except for a lot of this movie is just Winnie the Pooh pouring blood and honey on his mask, and it's you can tell he's not really eating it. It's just sticky and it's just all over his face, and it's just they keep doing that. Like there's like three different scenes where he's just eating blood and honey and eating, just pouring it on his bad mask, and it looks so stupid. It makes the grossest noises. All right, so yeah, and then all of the girls are basically killed. The Jethro Tull cover band is killed. I wanted to know why Emmett Otter jug band didn't get bad masks. That was a joke. They're not Emmett Otter, but they should have been. I know I think that's Sesame Street or whatever, but still. And yeah, everybody's basically killed at the very end. And Christopher Robin one more time, like, because he keeps asking over and over again for Winnie the Pooh, like, why are you doing this, Pooh? Why are you doing this? And then eventually, another Michael Myers moment, like when Michael Myers and Rob Zombie goes, die! Winnie the Pooh, and it's like very similar looking scene. He goes, you left. You left. Okay. And Winnie the Pooh finally says one fucking phrase in the movie. You left. And that's the end of the movie. Apparently there's gonna be more. I don't know, maybe we'll get Owl and Rabbit in that one. I don't know if Piglet's dead, but he does get his head smashed in with a sledgehammer. I mean, there's like his brains aren't broken out of it or anything. It's just someone hits him with a hammer a bunch of times on the head. So maybe he's alive. I mean, Winnie the Pooh gets beat down by that fucking hillbillies, and then he like rises up and kills them all because I had to have a Michael Myers moment there too. Okay, so this movie not good, and like I said, I said skip it. It's not a kill it with fire for me. I did get entertainment from it, and I'll probably watch it at least one more time in my life when it's all said and done. But I can't recommend it, so it's a skip it. All right. I will be back in about 10 minutes. We're gonna do another Killer Bear movie. This one actually I really like. Just to give you a little hint, it is Unicorn Wars, and it's pretty fucking rad. It's animated. I'm can't remember exactly which country it's from. I saw the Spanish version of it. I know there's a few different ones like languages that you can find, not English, but it's really cool. It's basically an animated horror movie of Care Bears versus My Little Pony in a very violent, bloody way. From the same people who brought us Bird Boy, who that was an Oscar-winning animation a couple of years ago. So there you go. I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Go get yourself a drink. You know, use the bathroom break. Um, Google Winnie the Pooh blood and honey porn, whatever you want to do for 10 minutes. I'll see you soon. So, cut.